365, no sleep. Wake up. 365, no sleep. Wake up.
Welcome to another edition of Gain and Retain 365, where our goal is to educate and motivate aspiring entrepreneurs. So you know what? We sit down with the ones who are doing, the ones who are actually building a business, starting from the bottom and going to the top. Today we have a very, very, very important guest. I will allow her to introduce herself.
Hey, I'm Idris, the skirt with the dirt from Power 92.
How you doing, Miss Turner?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Hey, I'm blessed.
That's good.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. How's your day been going so far?
I have been having a Monday.
A Monday.
Yes, so pretty hectic. End of
Yeah.
the year, wrapping things up. It's been very busy.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's good to be busy.
It is.
Yeah.
It's just a balance.
Right. That's what's up. But we got to find balance.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, I know you have quite a few different endeavors that you are involved with, but the topic of discussion today is your podcast.
Correct.
Okay. And would you share with the world the title of your podcast?
My podcast is called Universal Language Global Podcast. You can look us up on Facebook. We're actually relaunching, and I'm very excited about it.
That's what's up. So, what's the you guys are rebranding?
I'm not rebranding. It's just a relaunch. Yeah. When the pandemic came, it was relatively new, and everything got shut down. So I shut down with it.
Right.
Yeah. Right. So now I'm ready to get back to it, and I have some things lined up, but I can't really go into what they are. Just got some really dope guests on the way, and I'm just ready to get into some conversations.
That's what's up. And I mean, who better than yourself to do that? And I mean, with you being a radio personality, you know how to have conversations.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I would say it's an art to conversation.
It definitely is.
Yeah. And you have that. It's a gift.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
That's what's up. So what motivated you to start a podcast?
Oh my gosh. I like to talk to people, interesting people. I like to share my platform with people who are helping others in some way, who can inspire. Some people have backgrounds that are not traditional.
Right.
Maybe could say they've been through some things.
Right.
And came out, like a phoenix. And it's just amazing, some of the stories that I have heard from people, especially people who are really, really gifted and they're able to share after the storm.
Right.
And I just want to have a platform where people can be inspired by those who have actually come from a rough start, or however you want to look at it.
Right.
Yeah.
Because everybody didn't have it sweet growing up or starting out.
Correct.
Yeah.
And people have made mistakes, and they had to go through some things and, revamp and figure it out. They didn't give up, and I'm inspired by all of that.
Right. I like the purpose of your podcast. That's dope.
Thank you.
And I mean, having conversations with different individuals, I mean, those testimonies, man, it's crazy. The stories that you hear sometimes.
Definitely. And I've heard some.
I know. I'm sure you had your share.
I've heard some, yeah. But like I said, it's just all to inspire others. I mentor a lot. So, sometimes we need those stories to share with our younger generations, because we come from different times and things do change, but even though things change a lot, they remain the same at the same time.
Right.
So it's just good to be able to pour into individuals, young or old.
Right. And to piggyback off what you said, I mean, even though things change, it's pretty much the same, because it's nothing new under the sun, right?
Absolutely.
We dealing with the same trials and tribulations that our ancestors dealt with.
Correct. Just different times. We got more technology now,
right,
and we're way more knowledgeable. We have more access now, so it's a lot of shortcuts. Let's do this comparison. I grew up in the encyclopedia area.
Right.
We are now in the Google area.
Right.
So it's like, hey, if we would have had Google back then, I would have been on.
Right, for real. If I could have just talked to Siri, hey, Siri, what's the answer to this question?
Correct.
Man, my GPA would have been 4.0.
That part.
You feel me? Wouldn't been no reason for no C's.
At all.
Yeah.
So it's just a different time, but it also goes to being able to respect where you came from and the hard work that you had to put in order to get what you needed.
Right.
You know, everything didn't come easy, so you had to be on the grind. And if you wanted people to know you, you had to get out there. Whereas social media has changed that because it's just simple to just log in and everybody has a platform, everybody has a voice. Whereas before, you really had to grind in order to be known.
Yes.
And I'm from that era.
Right. And
Yeah.
to, touch base on that, in this era where everyone is, seeking instant gratification.
Correct.
I mean, you could actually blow up overnight. One video, you can go viral, right?
And that's so stupid to me.
Is it really?
It is, because I be looking at people like, we tapped into this. I have seen some stupid stuff.
Right, I'm sure.
That I would never, ever be interested in, and I have to see it.
But I mean, it's like this generation, they're so easily amused and entertained. It could be the simplest thing.
Yeah.
Like so many different challenges they do, and it's like, what's the purpose behind that?
I'll tell you the thing that's trending that's irritating to me right now are the Jordan Grays, the 11s or whatever they are.
That's crazy.
Like, why is that even important? And why are y'all paying like $500 for these shoes? I remember when those were like $100.
Right, exactly.
You know, $80.
Yeah.
I would never.
And hey, I don't knock nobody hustle. Shout out to Jordan, he doing his thing. But
Mr. Jordan. Now,
yeah.
I'm not knocking you because that's some damn fools. But I'm just saying,
Right.
I'm talking about me right now.
That's just being real.
Yeah.
And I mean, to stand in line for hours and pay all that money for a pair of shoes.
If I was into them, I would definitely have a plug.
Right.
Because I ain't standing in no lines.
I don't blame you. It's not that serious. I mean, in cold, rainy weather, they still do it.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't that serious.
Yeah.
But so let me ask you this: who's your main target? Who are you looking to attract with your podcast?
Everybody. I don't have a specific demo. I think that inspiration can come from anywhere. I'm inspired by so many people in so many different demos. It's like, you just never know where you'll get inspiration from.
I got you. And I'm not trying to put you in a box, but a lot of times we look for a certain niche. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
A specific audience. Like if you had to build your audience, you know what I'm saying? It's not a certain age range, not a certain,
It's really not, seriously.
It's broad.
Because, like I said, I do like to work with kids.
Okay.
And I did, at one time before the pandemic, I was working with different youth organizations. One of my favorites is Life Skills Youth. And I would do vision board parties with middle school and high school kids. And the things that they would come up with just intrigued me. Okay. The mind of a child in this generation is amazing. That's how I learned about YouTubers and different things like that, because it's like, what do you want to be? Oh, I'm going to be a big YouTuber. I'm going to be a big gamer.
Right.
That they make money.
Oh my God.
Crazy money.
7 figures.
Yes.
It's ridiculous.
And I learned a lot from those kids and the different things that they aspire to be. Totally different from our answers. Oh, I'm being an attorney, a teacher, different things like that. It's just totally different now. Yeah. And I love working with kids a lot. And then, when they have questions for me about why did I do radio and different things like that, it's just sharing. It's a sharing part of it.
I like that. And so as far as what you do, what were the requirements to be a radio personality? I
got on as a contest.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Are you serious?
I didn't have any experience.
Okay.
I was a rapper.
Okay.
At least I thought I was an aspiring rapper.
Okay.
And so my sister, she was like, hey, it's a contest. You should get on the radio since you're rapping and just put your music on. We thought I could just take my CD up there and put it in the CD player and play it, but it doesn't work like that. And it was a very long contest. I think it lasted 10 weeks or something.
Whoa.
There were I think it started with 22 to 16 people. Mm-hmm. And we just went from one contest to the next in the process of elimination. So, yeah.
Wow. But you made it out on top.
I did. I'm still here.
Wow. And how many years ago was that?
This was in 2002.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
I wasn't even, was I 21 then? I don't think so. So, yeah.
So you've been at it for 20 years?
Yes.
Whoa.
It's a grind.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
It's been 92.3 for 20 years.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So what? I know with everything you have trials and tribulations, you have ups and downs.
Hmm.
What were some of the trials and tribulations when you started that journey?
I struggle with people and all of the attention.
Really?
Hmm.
But I mean, and not to stereotype women or anything, but a lot of women like attention.
I was never really a club person or things like that. Like I just like to write my music and I like to record. I'm a creative person, so I spend a lot of time to myself in studios and different things like that because being around a lot of people can disrupt your energy and your thought process.
Definitely.
So I was more of an introvert, and I struggled with getting out, but I did definitely adjust it. I learned how to be out, because they were like, you got to promote yourself. People need to know you and different things
They
like
want to
that.
see you.
Correct.
Yeah, they want to put a face to the skirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was Absolute back then.
Absolutely. Okay.
Yeah.
What changed the name?
Well, when I got on the morning show.
Oh,
Yeah. So it was like an evolution of my radio career.
okay.
Yeah. Because I started off doing nights, and it was like two more people in the studio, and it was challenging.
So is that environment, is that a competitive?
It is.
It is among your peers that you
When I started, it was definitely, yes.
really. So you like competing to hold your position?
We were all fresh off the contest for the most part. There were only a couple of people who had already been there, and the rest of us, we were trying to learn. We had to learn how to work the equipment. We had to learn how to speak, what not to say, and yeah, and different things like that
Right.
you would just generally say in just like a conversation with friends.
Right.
It doesn't sound good.
Right.
So learning how to articulate and come across the airways and still be entertaining was a process.
What about your content? How do you get your content?
Oh, I've always loved content because I read. I subscribe. I used to subscribe to magazines. I have the internet now,
Okay.
so I don't have to worry about magazines or anything like that. I can just get blog notifications to my phone.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, just that was never an issue for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know you always up to date with everything that's trending. I mean, you
Correct.
own it.
I love to read. I'm a reader. I'm big on literacy. It's just one of my favorite pastimes.
It's fundamental.
Mhm.
It's good for you.
Absolutely.
That's what's up. So having, being able to adjust and you got used to, dealing with the attention, right?
Mhm.
Besides that, what other trials did you deal with? That was the main one,
Getting along with people, because for me, it was just a challenge because you just never knew what to expect from people. So it was just kind of always like, keep your guards up.
Okay.
Like everybody, trust no one is what someone told me.
Mm.
So that was an adjustment, especially in just your day to day. It's just like, gosh, it's very demanding mentally.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but it is what it is.
Sound like a dog-eat-dog world.
It
type
is.
of competition. That's ooh.
Well, when you're competing, you want hosting gigs, you want to work, you want to be out there. So you are constantly trying to stay ahead of the pack. You are constantly trying to be in demand. It's just one of those things. But some people go about things on the up and up, and some people don't. So you have to figure out what's going on around you and how to play your position.
That's what's up. Don't let nobody kill your energy.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
No.
I got you. So, so with your position with 92.3, has that given you leverage as far as, doing other things and, maybe starting a brand or building a business? Is that a plus?
Yes. People are familiar with me. They know me. I have found over the years that listeners, they really do become attached, I guess you could say. It's kind of like tuning into your favorite TV show every week. When it comes on, you get familiar with the characters and, you kind of like, you feel like you know them, almost like with your favorite artist,
Right.
you know. So, yeah, and I like that part of it, you know, when I'm out and I get to meet people who are really genuine. Um, that's one of the perks of the business, I think, is getting that love back.
Do you ever have any bad experiences with listeners? Maybe some that they might not like the skirt with the dirt.
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That just comes with the territory. Huh?
Definitely, everybody's not gonna like you, and I accept that because I don't like everybody,
Right.
and I'm okay with that. Yeah.
Most definitely. So how do you respond to it?
I don't.
You don't?
I don't know them.
Okay. They know you.
Yeah, but it's, I mean, like, okay, back to social media. You know, people, oh, I'm not listening anymore because Skirt said this or she's that and all that stuff. And people will tag me and be like, oh, do you know this person? And I never respond. I don't care about that because everybody's entitled to their opinion. I mean, I've seen celebrities do some things that I don't particularly like. I don't attack people, though. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. You might not like me today, but you'll like me tomorrow.
Right.
I'm pretty likable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And I guess that's the best attitude to have about it, because if you were to listen to all the comments and let that get under your skin, it'd probably drive you crazy, huh?
Yeah. You can't please everybody.
That's true. That's true.
And if you try, you're going to be stupid. Like running around in a circle. Like, oh, they didn't like this. Let me do this.
Right.
I said what I said.
Exactly.
I said what I said.
Yeah.
You know.
And I'm sure there's more people that love you for that than hate you.
I focus on people who support me. I don't focus on haters. I don't worry about that because I'm not here for them.
Exactly. So, what gave you the title? It's Universal
Language?
Universal Language. Where did you come with the title?
It took me about a year.
Really?
To come up with that. Yes, it was a process getting my podcast together because I knew that the title of it would be very important and it had to pretty much announce the tone for what I was going to be doing. And I knew that I didn't want to be in just one lane because I feel like I am very, I guess, versed in different things. I'm pretty good with conversation and different people. I love people, you know. So one day, I'm telling you, I had been writing. I just had been writing, like, I need a name. I went through so many names over time, and I was just like, that's not it. And one day I was out, and I was just kind of vibing, riding, thinking. I was like, I'm ready to start my podcast, but I need a name. And it just popped up. And I called my friend, and I was like, hey, what do you think about this name? And that's it.
Universal Language. It makes perfect sense, though. It makes perfect sense, you know, since you're diverse and you're going to, you know, cater to all people, right?
Yeah.
So it's universal. Everybody can tune in.
Correct. See, I've done, when I first launched, I had authors. I had a few authors come on my show. I had artists, entrepreneurs, people in the community, also people who had been in the news for different things, do like an update on where they are now. We talked about exposing down low men, and yeah, the conversations, they definitely range, but that is a thing though. You can't think that you're dealing with somebody and your lifestyle is a secret, but that person is not keeping their lifestyle a secret. They don't have to keep it a secret, but there are dangers when a person that's not keeping it a secret gets in their feelings and they feel like, I have all this about you and I'm going to expose it.
Wow.
I've seen it happen, and I've heard stories where people lose their lives over it. It's dangerous, you know, especially for people who are living in denial. So I had a conversation with someone. We had a whole show about it, and I just feel like, you know, it's just one of those things that I felt like it is a topic, especially in our culture, because we do see a lot of that down low mentality.
Wow. So y'all covering
Everything.
some deep stuff.
Nothing is off limits.
Okay. Ooh.
Nothing is off limits on my show.
Okay.
The edgier, the better.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely have more people engaged.
Yeah.
People like they like the drama. You know, they like I guess I would say raw. They want the raw, uncut.
And the point of view, because you may not ever come in contact with someone who is in that life. And so to have a platform where they're having those conversations that you've heard of, or it's something that's trending, it's a way for you to be knowledgeable, you know?
Definitely. So they can be educated.
Correct.
Wow. So I don't see that you're gonna have any problem gaining, you know what I mean, and building your audience. But what are some of the methods are you planning to use to build your audience?
Those are surprises.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my
Those are
goodness.
surprises. I'm working on some promo stuff, so it'll be different things. I don't want to give it away right now because everything is a process and it's in the works, and I just kind of like to keep that stuff to myself.
Yeah, I understand. I completely understand. You don't have one that you would like to share?
No. I'm sorry. No.
There's no problem. So once you do, you establish your platform, you get it, get it to where you want it. What ways do you plan to keep their attention, to retain them?
Just, keeping up with what's trending and, researching, people, I've had previously when I first started, people would introduce me to people who they thought would be an interesting person to come on and talk about what's going on. I've had people who are heavily involved in the community, and I wanted them to get that exposure because of the work that they were doing. I thought it was awesome. And, just being able to reach those different outlets, especially for our communities, because sometimes people don't have those resources. And if you hear about something and you give someone a platform where they can provide that knowledge,
Right.
I feel like I've done my job.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're definitely providing a service.
Yeah.
That's needed. Yeah, I like that.
Thank you.
I know you mentioned that you were doing music prior to radio.
I don't do it anymore.
Okay, I was curious. So no more music.
No.
You don't ghostwrite or
Even though
nothing.
I haven't in a long time.
Okay.
I do dibble and dab, but I don't share with anybody. During the pandemic, I started working on a book, like actually a couple. I just had all these characters come into my head. It's kind of slowed up right now, but I do want to finish those projects. I've always been a creative writer, and so when my creativity came back, then I just started writing, or I would get on my laptop and just let it all out.
Wow. And these fiction.
Yes.
Okay.
Some of them are kind of based on some truth, but you don't ever expose people. At least I don't.
Okay.
I'll just make you a character.
Just keep it secret, huh? If they read it, they'll know who they are, huh?
Possibly. You never know. That sounds like me, but it wasn't all that going on. You gotta get a little extra in those books.
Oh, yeah. You gotta, embellish on the truth a little bit.
I love those urban fiction writers because
Okay.
that stuff be so wild. They got me through the pandemic.
That's your genre? That's what you like?
I mean, yeah, right now.
Okay.
But I read a lot. I like reading bios too. Michelle Obama, hers Becoming was very inspiring. I liked Oprah, even though that's a little bit older, but it was just some books that are very inspiring to me.
Right, especially Oprah. She comes from a very humbling beginning.
Gosh,
It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, to look at where she's at now, I mean.
Amazing.
It is, man. God is good.
Definitely.
For real. So I'm curious, Skirt. What are some of your dreams, goals, and aspirations moving forward?
Moving forward, I do want to get my podcast back on, but I'm also looking at, I do think projects in the community, and I'm looking at getting my nonprofit certified, a 501c3, the Godmother Project. I've just been trying to figure out what I'm going to do with it. I have so many things that I would like to help in, and that's where the Godmother name came from, because that's what a godmother does. During the pandemic is when I really came up with it. I knew that, well, actually a little bit before, but I was kind of sitting on it, and I had got some advice from someone who has been in the nonprofit industry for a number of years, and she told me to work with other people. So that's what I had started doing to kind of get a gist of what all goes into it. and figure out if there's something that I really wanted to do. So I did that for a few years, actually. And I was like, okay, yeah. So I decided that I was going to do my first event, and I did it during Red Ribbon Week with my partner, Hope Johnson. She assisted me with where we worked together to do a celebration of hope, which was celebrating people who had been free from addiction for a while, who were being productive in the community and different things like that. So that was the first time we did that. I've done some back to school projects and different things, and of course the mentoring. So I have a number of things that I do want to do. I want to really figure out something for foster kids who are aging out, because I found out that a lot of them end up homeless.
Really?
After being in foster care. I mean, if they're 18, they have to go. You know, they no longer are getting those stipends that, you know.
From the government, so they don't qualify for any assistance? Is that what it is?
Well, you know, foster parents receive funds for the kids, but once they're 18, they've aged out.
Okay.
So usually they gotta go.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
That's sad.
And some of them, a lot of homelessness, if you pay attention, you will see a lot of young people on the street and different things like that. They've aged out. So I'm just trying to figure out a way to help them transition from aging out into getting into the real world, whether it be going to college or getting a trade or figuring out how to get some housing or whatever it is that they need.
Right. Well, that's very necessary, because we're starting to see the homeless rate increase.
Yeah, they migrate.
Yeah.
They're from everywhere. I see. I'm such an observant person of my surroundings. I see those like how they make those. They have those tents and stuff set up in different places, and you know they make them leave. That's their home.
Right.
You know, so it's like they move around the city. They're needing money. It's just a lot. So I just feel like there's something in my heart that I would like to help with.
That's awesome, man. It's much needed. It is. It is definitely, you know, extending a helping hand. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So what about these books? When you gonna wrap them up?
I don't know. I've looked at other, because I'm like, why is it taking me so long to write, and why am I writing in spurts? Because I will get a creative rush, and I'll just write, and then it'll be like, that's it.
Really?
And then it'll come back.
Okay.
But it may be like 2 or 3 months. And I've heard that. Like, I had a friend who wrote a book. Oh, my God, it was so bomb. And it took her a long time to finish the book. But it was very well put together, very well done. She didn't rush it. So I'm just doing the same thing with my project. And like I said, I just started. So I'm just learning the formatting and how to grow your characters and different things like that, because you have to research. When you start talking about these characters, like a book that I'm working on now, I don't even have a title for it, but one of the characters, she's a very successful marketing person, top in her city, but she committed a very crazy crime. And people are like, what the hell is wrong with her? Like, they never expected it. But she was off her meds, and it started when she was a child, but she got help for it, but somehow, I guess the chemical imbalance. So I'm having to research different things about these type of mental illnesses, because I don't want it to sound like, what is she talking about?
Right. So this is fiction, but it could very much so be nonfiction. This could really happen.
Correct.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. So it's just one of those things. I try to go to different workshops about book writing and character building and stuff like that. I've been to a couple around the city from people who have actually written books and completed them.
Yeah.
So I always like to gain knowledge and grow.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and you only write when your creative juices are flowing.
Yeah, because otherwise I'm just going to be sitting there.
Right.
Looking like, oh, words on a page.
Yeah, and I think that's probably best, because that's when you really feel it, instead of just forcing yourself to do it. That seems like homework or something.
I can't force it. It's like a bad song. In my opinion, you know. So.
People put out bad songs all the time.
But I don't want to be that. I don't want to do the one hit wonder.
Okay, I got you. So, what ways do you like continue to grow as far as your radio personality?
It's so many cool people on YouTube. So I just kind of look at different styles and incorporate my own, because I feel like I have a pretty cool, genuine style about myself.
You do.
And for people who like went to college, because I just never could finish. But I have like trades and stuff like that or whatever. But yeah, so I just kind of like, oh, okay, so yeah, that's the reporting style. So yeah, when I do this, I need to kind of incorporate something like this. I'm always open to evolve and grow.
Right. But I mean, that's an investment in yourself. You know what I mean? Continuing to learn and just expand. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what's up. So, moving forward, getting ready to relaunch. What's the date for the first episode?
I haven't set one yet, but it is soon. Yes, it's very, very soon. I actually have an interview on Sunday, but it will not release on Sunday.
Okay.
So yeah.
And what platforms will you be sharing it?
Working on that now. Because previously I was doing it on Facebook, but I definitely want to expand my reach. Past that. So
and
yeah.
You just Facebook Live. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Quite a few viewers.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's what's up. So let me ask you this: what advice would you give any aspiring entrepreneurs that's looking to get started in whatever business they might be interested in?
I would say, do your research. And make sure that you are prepared for whatever it is that you aspire to do. You have to be knowledgeable. Yeah.
That's what's up. So I didn't ask you this. Well, do you have any mentors, anyone that you look to for advice or counsel?
I try to surround myself with people who are knowledgeable in different things that I'm not, who have strengths in my weak areas. So I guess they are my mentors. It's just my circle.
Okay. And I mean, a mentor doesn't necessarily have to be like Barack Obama or just some big. I'm just saying, like, just somebody that you look to for advice. Like, they always have good input.
Sound advice. Yeah, just my circle. You know, just friends, and I have a lot of friends that are entrepreneurs, and that's something that I aspire to do with my nonprofit. I'm also licensed in insurance, so that's pretty competitive, and I'm actually just getting started with that, and I definitely will be expanding into other things. So I have a few plans.
Okay.
I don't want to speak too much on it because I'm just getting started, and I just want to make sure when I announce it, I'm very knowledgeable about everything that I have going on, and I have ways that you can contact me.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
I completely understand. Anything that you would like to share with our viewers before we tune out?
Yes, you can follow me on Facebook, Idris Turner. Tap into my Universal Language Podcast on Facebook as well. On Instagram @skirtwiththedirt. Let me see. And I'm on TikTok, Ntombi Star. Ntombi Star. That's my middle name, so it's not a fake name. Yeah.
That's what's up.
I'm getting used to TikTok. I like it.
Hey, it's taking off, man. It's
TikTok is so fun.
Man.
Yeah.
And people is going viral on there, like, left and right.
Correct. I love it. It's fun.
It is.
Yeah.
Entertaining.
Definitely.
Hey, we appreciate you for coming through and being with us, taking time out your schedule. Yep, and we wish you well on all your future endeavors.
Oh, and don't forget to listen to Power 92 each weekday to the Broadway Joe Morning Show. I'm on every morning from 6 until 9.
Yep. Y'all tune in to the schedule.
365, lose sleep. Wake up. 365, lose sleep. Wake up. 365.